Welcome to the Punching Preacher Show, and today's episode is going to be it's going to be kind of brief, actually, and I want to start by explaining a little bit about when I was coming up as a fighter. I was not afraid of anybody. Honestly, I would take any fight, and my appetite was way larger than my belly, if you will. Who I thought I could beat and who I could actually beat were often two totally different things. But I was fighting for a company called V3 in Memphis, and it was a huge amateur program. And then they became also started doing pro fights also. And but while I was fighting amateur, the matchmaker, Chan Wason, was looking for someone at 155. I need somebody to fight a 155 guy. And I was looking for a fight, so I messaged Chan. I said, hey, who you need at 155? I got it. And he goes, you probably don't want this one. I said, well, who is it? And he said, his name is Bryce Mitchell. Well, I knew who Bryce was simply because we were both from Arkansas, small fighter community, as you can imagine, and I knew his coach, Willie McLaughlin, and had great respect for those guys. But I'd seen several of Bryce's fights, and he was great on the ground, had really fantastic wrestling at the time, had really good jiu-jitsu, not what it's become today, but it was still really good. But I was convinced that my hands were better. I was convinced that if I could keep it standing, I could take him. And so I told him, I said, hey, I'll take it. And Chan said, you'll fight Bryce Mitchell. I was like, yeah, I'll take it, man. I think I got this. And he asked me again. He goes, are you certain? Are you sure? He goes, you'll fight Bryce. I said, yeah, man, I'll fight him. And he says, all right, man, here's the date, and here's your 155. And so I go to train with my coach, Tommy Walker, later that day, I think. And man, I'm so excited. I go in, I say, I've got to fight on V3, blah, blah. And normally Tommy would set those up. And so he was kind of surprised that I already did it myself. And he goes, oh, who you got? And I said, Bryce Mitchell. And he goes, whoa. He goes, we're not going to do that. We're not going to take that fight. And I said, man, I've seen his hands. I think I've got better striking. I think I've got him. And he says, man, we're not going to take that fight. He said, let me call Chan. I'll make sure you get a fight. I'll get you a fight. He said, but we're not taking that fight. And I was so bummed out. I was like, man, I want that fight. I really think I can take him. And so Tommy got me another fight. And somewhere within that week, it wasn't even 7 days later, one of my primary training partners, a guy named Trevor Anderson, we both were very close to the same weight and often fought in the same weight classes, and would help each other to prepare for fights. And so we'd just been really good friends, really great training partners. We go bang really hard, and about less than a week later, I show up for training. It's me and Trevor. And sure enough, right there is Willie McLaughlin and Bryce Mitchell. I think Rudy and maybe even his brother were there as well, McLaughlin. And so they were there to train with us. And so he says, Tommy, my coach, says, here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to back up against the cage, and we didn't have a cage at the time. We had a padded wall. So get up against the wall, and Wes, we'll see if you can defend Bryce taking you down. He said, if he takes you down, you step out. Trevor, you jump in. Trev, if you can stop him from taking you down, Wes, you jump in. Yeah, if you can't stop him, Wes, you jump in. You guys just switch out. And we did that for about 30 minutes straight. Just switch, 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 switch. None of us could take Bryce down, and he just kept taking us down, kept taking us down, kept taking us down over and over and over. At about 30 minutes, we were just exhausted because it felt like we'd been fighting a bear. And Tommy comes up. He goes, "Are we good?" I said, "Yes, sir. We are good." And that was my first training to ever train with Bryce. We became friends and trained off and on together for years. When I moved to Northwest Arkansas and started training with GFT. Grappling Fight team, and so he and I were both on that same grappling team, and so we were teammates together and trained a lot. And my funniest story about Bryce that's probably not my funniest, or it may be one of my funniest stories of Bryce is one time I was getting ready for a fight, and so he was going to start helping me get ready. And he says, "Come to Searcy, come to my gym in Searcy, and we'll train." And so I drove to Searcy, Arkansas, and it was just he and I. There was no one else there, just me and him. And we're going and just going. I'm trying to take Bryce down. I'm trying to keep from getting taken down, trying to keep from getting submitted. And some point in the roll, he put I think it was a Darce choke on me. I can't remember exactly what the choke was, but I didn't want to tap, and he put me to sleep. I went completely unconscious, and you know, it takes a little bit for you to come to. And whenever I came to, I was just like trying to remember what happened. I look over there at him, and he's laying there on the mat, just he's snoring, fake snoring, acting like he starts waking. He goes, What happened? I was like, "You jerk. I know good and well you put me to sleep." And anyway, but Bryce is a great guy. I know he says sometimes some very crazy things, and he gets a lot of attention for some of his beliefs and things he says, but he really is a super guy, has a really great heart for people. He loves the Lord, and he's just good people, and I consider him a good friend. So Bryce this weekend is a co-owner of a gym that's just opened in here in Northwest Arkansas, South Fayetteville, Fight House Gym. And so that they had their grand opening on Saturday. I got to go to that, and it was just a great experience. I got to see a lot of folks there from the fighting community I hadn't seen in a long time. I was actually kind of surprised how many people recognized me and came up and talked to me, and very grateful for that. Got a few pictures with some of those folks, and if I saw you there and I didn't get a picture with you, I'm sorry. And just had a great time. There were a lot of people there. It was kind of crazy. I got to meet Mark Coleman was there. Russell Brand was there, who apparently does jiu-jitsu. Who knew? I didn't know this. I got to meet Jake Shields. I actually got to interview Jake Shields, and I was so nervous that I forgot to hit play. I forgot to hit record, and so I don't have the Jake Shields interview. I don't even have a picture with him because I was excited about that. But I did get to talk with Bryce, and I'll play some of that on here. I also got to interview Joe, who is the primary owner there of Fight House Gym, and I got a lot of video. I have a lot of friends that train there. Actually, my friend Hamon teaches jiu-jitsu over there, great black belt from Brazil. And they've just got some really, really good people over there. If you're in Northwest Arkansas and you'd like to try a gym out, I encourage you to shoot down there to Fight House Gym and check them out. Tell them Wes sent you. And anyway, but it was just a really, really great day. I got to see one of my friends, Tony, used to fight for me actually, and she was the Attitude MMA amateur bantamweight champ, and so I was really proud when she won that belt, and so I just got to see a lot of folks I hadn't seen in a long time, and so I'm gonna put up some pictures on here and some video, and you guys just enjoy it. And like I said, if you're in Northwest Arkansas and you want to get some good training in, go to Fight House Gym and check those guys out. Bryce will actually be there teaching classes sometimes during the week, so check them out. I would encourage you to get down there, and I hope you enjoy this episode of The Punching Preacher Show. Hey guys, I'm here with Joe Phoebus, the owner and manager here at Fight House Gym in Fayetteville. And Joe, why should people come to Fight House Gym?
Come on, man. If you live in the Northwest Arkansas area, you know this gym was long overdue and we needed it for a while. Come down here, you can do martial arts, you can do fitness, and you can do recovery all in the same building. Come down and see us or go to fighthouseGym.com.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, awesome.
All day.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, bro, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, I'm here with the Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell, man. Bryce, why should people come down to Fight House Gym?
Because we love you and you got a soul and we care about you. I mean, that's the most important thing. We're building up an army of the Lord. The fighting that we teach is going to transfer off the mats. We're going through a spiritual battle just as much as we are physical. And here we care about your spirit. We care about your existence. And it's going to be obvious when you come train with us.
Good stuff, man. I love you, brother.
Love you too.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.